For many years, we have asked students to do a lot of work to learn a language. We teach grammar. We teach them vocabulary. They memorize words. They do exercises. They practice. They study for tests. If they succeed, we say, they are good students. If they do not succeed, we may say, they need to work harder. But maybe we have this backwards. Maybe the problem is not that students need to work harder. Maybe we need to teach differently. As teachers, our job is to create the best conditions for language acquisition. The basic idea of story listening is very simple. We give students a lot of language they can understand. The story is interesting. The language is rich, and there is a lot of it. Students listen because they want to understand the story. They are not trying to memorize English. They are thinking about the story. What will happen next? Why did the character do that? How will the story end? While they are following the story, they are also processing the language. They understand the story, and language acquisition happens. This is the basic idea. We acquire language when we understand messages. Sometimes teachers want to see students doing something. So we ask them questions. We ask them to practice dialogues. We ask them to write sentences. We ask them to retell stories. Then we hear them speaking English, and we think, good, they learned it. But maybe they only practiced it. Maybe they memorized it. There is a more important question. Can they understand new language that they have never practiced before? Can they understand a new story, a new book, a new conversation? If they can, their language is developing. That is what we want. Story listening may be easier for the learner, but it is not always easy for the teacher. We have to find good stories. We have to prepare them. We have to make the language easy to understand. And while we tell the story, we have to watch our students. Are they following? Are they interested? Do they understand enough? At first, this takes time, but it gets easier. You collect more and more stories, and with every story, you become a better story listening teacher. You learn when to explain. You learn when to draw. You learn when to slow down. And you learn when to simply continue the story. Of course, students are different. Some will develop faster than others. That is natural. But language learning should not be successful only for students who are good at memorizing, studying grammar, and taking tests. Ordinary students should succeed too. So instead of asking, how can I make my students work harder? Maybe we should ask, how can I give my students more language they can understand and enjoy? That changes what we do in the classroom. The learner does not need to make our teaching work. We need to make our teaching work for the learner. The learner acquires. The teacher creates the conditions.